So today we're going to take a deep dive into Field Vision Analytics' dashboarding platform, specifically as it pertains to the BDC. And all you would do is click on the dashboards tile. As you scroll down, you'll see a large data set begins to populate. And in our top left, we have our filters. Our top right, we have our high-level metrics, including your unique leads, unique sales, and your close ratios. We have below that a series of various widgets that show different key data points. The first one is your average close ratio by lead entry date. So this shows you how well you're closing your leads, specifically as they come into your CRM by date. We have your unique leads by status type. We have your unique leads by prospect type. We have our sales by stock type. We have a chart here that shows a number of different data points at various different cuts of data that we can talk about in a little bit. And then we have our lead count by BDC/sales rep and our leads by model. Right now what we have is a very good high-level overview of what's going on in our store. We can see that we had about 18,000 unique leads for about 5,500 unique sales and a close ratio right around 30%. And if we take a look here at the personnel tab, we can see that we can select between all of our various personnel staff who have taken a lead within this date range. Now, what we can do, let's say we want to take a look at the BDC department as a whole. If we click here and we just check the BDC department, all of the numbers have changed to reflect solely what the BDC has put out. And as you can see here in our filters, we actually have a changed list of just specifically now showing our BDC reps. So we have a very good high-level overview of what's going on from a BDC standpoint. As we can see, they had about 5,500 unique leads roughly for about 1,700 sales for a close ratio right around 31%. But let's say we want to dive a little bit deeper and we actually want to see how our individual BDC reps are performing as a whole. We know that Matt's leading the board as far as a lead count, but let's say we want to take a look at what he's doing more specifically. So all we would do is click the bar right next to his name. And now all of our numbers for all of our widgets have adjusted based on us clicking Matt's bar. So we can see here, if we can scroll back to the top, Matt took 1,700, almost 1,800 unique leads and put out almost 650 sales for a close ratio of about 36%, which is pretty good. If we want to take a look at someone else in our department, for example, we take a look at Jeremy, we can now see that Jeremy took about 1,300 leads or 1,400 leads for about 400 unique sales and almost 29%. So Matt is actually taking more leads and has a higher close ratio. So we can infer that maybe Matt hasn't hit his peak yet and we should continue to try and feed him. If we were to go down and we were to take a look at Lewis, for example, we can see that he took 1,200 leads for 336 sales and the close ratio has started to dip to about 27% almost. But look at what happens when we click Mike. We can see now that Mike, he has taken significantly less leads and has less sales, but his close ratio is higher than both Jeremy and Lewis. So what we can infer from here is that we might want to actually keep feeding Mike with leads until his close ratio actually starts to dip to more normalized. And then we know he's finally reached his peak. So this gives you a very good overview of what people are doing on a very granular basis. You can see what they're doing as far as a lead count or a sale count by month, where we know, for example, our store took in about 544 leads in the month of January, and Lewis and Mike specifically put out 63 sales. We know that for RAV4, for example, we had about 286 leads overall, and specifically Mike handled 40 of them. But then also what we could do is we can start generating work for even our newer BDC people. As you can see at the bottom, John is relatively new to the store, so he doesn't have a lot of data on him. He only has taken 26 leads and has one sale, but that's because he's a newer rep. So let's say we wanted to give John some work to do, and we know that Matt is pretty swamped at this point with about 1,800 leads, so he's pretty dialed in. Well, let's say we wanted to give John some more work. What we could do is we could actually filter down and we could see all of Matt's leads, and we could go specifically for him. And we could do specifically for, let's say, Toyota, Camry, Corolla, Highlander, and Prius. And we know that now there were 563 unique leads that came through, specifically for Matt for those specific models. Well, let's see what we want to do since Matt's so busy and he's mining new customers. We want to give a list of these people who haven't been contacted in a while to John in order to try and drum up some business. All we would need to do is click any one of these widgets now and hit export data, click underlying data and hit export. We'll see that a chart begins to populate. And we're going to edit this a little bit just so we don't showcase PII. But now what we have is an entire list of individuals of Matt's customers who maybe haven't been contacted in a while that John can start mining through, and he can start trying to drum up some unique business and really start to build his own client portfolio. If you would like some more information about how this platform works or how to really make it work well with your BDC, please feel free to contact me at jleibowitz@fieldvisionanalytics.com. That's JLEIBOWITZ@fieldvisionanalytics.com.